Okay. All right. Estamos grabando esta reunión. All right. So let's just sit up for one moment. Oh, I don't know how your day was, where your day was, sensory deprivation. So I'm going to take my hands just over my eyes for just a moment and take a few full deep breaths here. Just feeling my hands resting there on my face. If it feels nice to kind of rub your thumbs into your temples, you can do that as well. Just kind of take a moment to check in with the top of you. Then reach your thumbs out towards your ears and then right underneath into your jawline. Use some big exhales to release in here. Okay, you can kind of manually manipulate here for a moment your own head. So the head float over one way, float down the other way. Good. And then let's pause. Let's take your hands just around your rib cage. And so you're sort of crisscross there. And for a moment, just let the rib cage circle all the way around. Sort of feeling where that movement is, adding a little weight with your arms. As you travel forward, we'll change the direction. That might loosen up your low back in a different way, having the arms there. Sort of go slow. Good. And then whichever arm you have crossed on top, this is my right one on top, I'm going to let my arms reach up and come behind me and then reach right back down. So try that a few times. The arms come up, my arms reach behind me and then float right back down. One more time. Arms up, they reach behind, they float. And then I'm going to let that arm, I'm going to pull the arm across my body, give it a stretch. Sweep the arm the other way, give it a stretch, pressing down and in. So feeling that a little differently, maybe more in the head of the shoulder. Change the cross of the two arms and then let the fingertips float down. Oh, Chris raised her hand. Oh, that's okay. All right. So now opposite arm is on top. I'm going to stretch, reach my arms up, let the arms float back, and then right back down. So this is now with my left hand over my right. Good. Let it come down and right back forward. Good. So just feeling a little stretch, a little opening in your chest and in the back and in the shoulders. Good. And then we'll pause. I'm going to pull back with this arm and feel a stretch on the outside. Good. Press the top hand now into the bottom wrist. Sweep the other way. Good. So now back through the center once again. Take your right hand to the left wrist and pull overhead. Good. And then exhale, let the left hand come down to the right knee. Sweep the right arm to the outside of the back and twist a few breaths. Good. Inhale, sweep. Take your two arms out once again. And exhale, we'll take that little twist, opposite side. My hand moves behind the back. And now I'm going to take my left hand to my right wrist and pull all the way over. Let's open two arms and open two legs. And then take a little rock in the hips over towards your right leg. I'm going to bring my hands down and try a little cat-cow. So feel this as a little rock through the sitting bones, through the pelvis. Good. Letting the hips travel forward and then float back. Good. I'm now going to open with my front arm and now let my hips lift and lower, lift and lower. So hopefully just loosening here, front of the hip crease. Good. So now I'm going to exhale, float all the way around. Let that left hand come to my right knee and then reach my right hand behind me. Perhaps even let it touch my right foot. Hold and breathe. When I said right, I meant left foot, back arm, back leg. Good. And then I'll sweep two arms all the way around and then let myself come take this stretch on the other side. So inhale and exhale. Find a long spine, an arched spine, and then a C curve. Good. So let the head and the tail move apart to stretch your back. Move the fluid through your vertebra. Good. Inhale, exhale a few more times here. And then we're going to pause and just sit up. So I'm going to take my top arm or that arm in front, reach it back behind me, and now rock the hips forward and back, kind of trying to release and loosen. Good, and now I'm going to sweep that arm all the way back around to the outside of my knee, then the back leg, and maybe take that hand to foot. Good, let's exhale, release, come back facing forward, this time with the legs in a Baddha Konasana, a cobbler's pose. So let the soles of the feet pull together. Your hands can come to the outsides of the feet. The arms can lengthen. Heels pull in and the knees move wide. You take your chin one way and then over the other shoulder. Let your neck relax. Take one hand here for a moment behind the head. Let the head go as you pull with the opposite hand into the foot. Good. Exhale, let the hand rest on the head as you reach forward. And now walk the hand to the opposite ear. Let it stretch over. And again, you're pulling back with the down arm, anchoring your spine and shoulder. Good. Exhale. Two hands back to the feet. Big stretch up. Open your chest and throat. And exhale. Other hand's now going to move behind the head. The armpit stretch, so create some energetic opposition here between your two elbows. Good. And then exhale, let the head move forward. Still move the elbows apart. And then when you feel ready, walk the hand to the opposite ear. The head stretch over. And again, we'll pull the elbows apart. Good. And then we're going to exhale, 2 hands behind the head. Let the chest open more deeply as you release down. From here, lengthen the spine, then the head moves forward. Good. And then let the head just move side to side. Good. Stack it tall and extend one leg out. So I've got my right leg moving out. I'm going to reach towards it and then reach away from it. So just feeling the sides of me. Good. Feeling a stretch through your inner thigh. Again, just a little blood flow all around the low back. Let's go ahead and pause, reaching your spine away from your extended leg. Take the top hand or bottom hand down, top arm up. Good, and then we're gonna scissor those arms all the way around. Maybe take a little pause in your front. Maybe there's a cat-cow in the spine here. Pushing weight back and moving weight forward. And then we'll scissor the arms all the way around toward your extended leg. Good. The hands can begin in front of it. Again, melt that opposite sitting bone away from you. And then take your hand perhaps to the outside of the ankle here. Good, and then we'll exhale, sweep ourselves right back up. Hands can move behind the head, and then we'll switch our legs. So again, seeing if you can use your core muscles. And then we're gonna just sway side to side, sort of slow dance with your rib cage. Inhale, come up. Exhale, float it over. Okay, and that slow movement's gonna help everything just release. So maybe each extension finds you a little lower, finds that movement a little softer. From here, you're gonna stretch and reach away. Take that top or bottom arm down, top arm up. Extend over your head. Good. I'm going to take that arm and reach across myself here. Big stretch. And then slowly begin just a little scissoring, a grapevine with your hands as you come through your center. And then we'll rock some weight, pull forward, stretch open your chest and back. Exhale, rock and move some weight back. Feel space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, moving back. Inhale, moving up, and then from here, once again, we'll just scissor our hands towards your long leg. And then if you can, reach that inside arm to the outside of the ankle. Sweep, sitting up, extend 2 legs. Good. Take your 2 arms up overhead, feel the front of the rib cage, pull in. Hands behind the head, chest opens. Good. We'll flex our feet, feel length out the feet. Check the neck, side to side. Maybe rest with your head just there on the head for a moment, letting the neck release. And try that on the other side. Sweep, bring your two arms behind you. Twist towards one leg. Good. The outside arm, the opposite arm comes across. This back arm can reach onto the spine. Good. We'll spiral up through that arm, switching sides. Good. And then I'll inhale, sweep, take that up. My outside leg or my left leg is going to come to my right. And then I'm going to make my way down to lying on the mat. So from here, just let your head come stretch forward. Let the arms float off of the back. Well, inhale, sit tall. This time, take the hands behind the legs. And then lightly just rock your back, maybe up and then down. Good, finding the sitting bones and then finding your shoulder blades. Seeing if you can make a little space, to find a little time there, balance for a moment. And exhale, rock back. Good. Let's now pause on your back. Let the legs fold over your chest and then just rock side to side. Good. Uncross the arms underneath you. Take the arms out to the side and maybe a little T shape. And then you're going to rock your knees. So let the knees move towards one elbow and then up towards your other elbow and then up. So letting this kind of wake up your abdominals and also stretch your back. A little twist. Let's now extend one leg up in the air and then create a little bicycling. So we'll pull back through a leg, pull in through the other. Good. Spread through the toes and stretch through the heel. Good. And feel that energy in the knees and the thighs. Backing up, going in the opposite direction now. Let's now pause, bend the knees once again. Take your hands to your shins. Press down on the shins, lift the head, and take a few breaths just looking at your belly button. Reach the arms out to the sides. Extend a leg. Good. Switching legs, extend in the other side. Extend two legs, lower your head, take your two hands together. Let the arms and legs lift and lower just a few times. And now pause with the legs up top. Open one arm and leg away from the body and close. Open the opposite arm and leg away from the body and close. Good. Try to keep that one leg steady. Good. And then from here, we're going to let opposite arm and leg circle and circle the other way. Now the left arm, right leg, circle. And circle the other way. Close, take the palms together, bend the knees, place the feet on the floor. Hold the elbows into your sides. Feel your hands on your hips for a moment. Your pubic bone higher than your two hip bones. Big lift. And then exhale, let that come down. Stretch your arms to the sides now. Lift the pelvis once again. Maybe this time you can press the arm bones in and walk the shoulder blades together. Place the palms, take the palms together and lift your pelvis up a little more. And then exhale, release, let that come down. Right ankle moves to the left thigh. And then let the left leg lengthen out. Let the hips stretch for a few breaths. Follow that right leg now. Let it cross the body and create a little twist. Top arm circles. That's your right arm. Just feeling space in the neck and shoulder. And change the direction. The right leg lengthen, lower back down, and then the left leg can pull into your hip crease. The knee joint moves out. Spend a few breaths just letting the hip and the knee relax. And then we're going to allow that knee joint to just move over. Create a little twist, and then that same arm's going to circle nice and light in the shoulder socket. And then exhale, slowly roll back onto the belly. Hug your two knees over your chest and wrap the arms to the insides of the legs. Just rock the back. You can try extending one knee, keeping that arm wrapped around. Extend the other knee. Good. Just a light little extension. Good. You can extend two legs at once. Let the feet float down just a little bit behind you here. Letting the weight of the back kind of release the low back. Maybe letting the sacrum start to melt down towards the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together over the chest. I'm pressing in with my elbows into the thighs. We'll inhale, extend the two arms, and now wrap the arms to the outsides of the legs and slide the shin bones down a little closer to your face so let the low back be released here. And then you can slowly let the sacrum melt back down. Let the knees float over towards the computer screen, and then we'll just roll to that side. Top arm overhead. And then begin with a light little bicycling here on this side. A slow motion stretch. Good, and let it travel the other way. Good, and then with the knee bent, let it stretch behind you, hand to the ankle, feel the front of the hip crease releasing. And then an exhale, hand to the foot. Let the femur bone melt down low in the hip socket. Kind of let the breath travel to anywhere that you feel tightness, that is stubborn, doesn't want to let go. Good, so now this hand can reach to the outside of the leg. And again, you can just let it kind of fold up wherever it wants to go. And from here, I'm going to let the top leg lower down. Take my hand to my bottom foot and stretch away. Maybe see about my other hand coming to that top foot. Reach the hips and the tailbone down low. Feel the outside of the legs. Feel that stretch deepen. Oh, we'll fold our two knees. Press up and move onto the other side. And from here, just begin with the bent bottom knee. And let this top leg float in the hip socket. Good. So move a little slower if you can. And let gravity sort of challenge your muscles just a little. Change the direction. And then this hand and foot can come together. The knee joints stretch out. Good. And then from here, we're going to let the knee come up. Maybe the hand goes to the foot or anywhere on the leg that feels good. Big stretch, opening the hip. And again, let the exhales help you find where you're tight, what you're holding on to. And then the hand then can move to the around the ankle, and basically the idea is that you're just letting the weight of the arm come over your bent knee. Letting that hip kind of release. Also letting the shoulder stretch. I don't know. There's also this world. So what I've done is just taken my bottom hand to the top foot. Oh, that feels so nice. I think it probably looks pretty silly. All right, so then from here, we're going to let that top leg begin to travel forward. Bottom hand to the knee. I'm sorry, that's called a foot. If you want a deeper stretch in the outside of the leg, walk the foot a little further up, and the hand can come to the foot. So, bottom hand to the foot of the top leg. Let the femur bone gradually move lower in the hip socket. So there's an opportunity to stretch everything in there. And now the top leg reaches back down. We're just going to roll onto the bellies for a moment. So take a second here. I've got my elbows under my shoulders. I'm just going to rock my hips. Go ahead. I'm feeling my low back kind of settle in here. I'm going to lift my head or lower my head now and then lift my tailbone up. And again, just rock the hips just a little bit. Good. Now start to move the tailbone down towards your heels. And you can bend your knees, let the knees come back towards the sits bones. And we'll push in with our arms, let the head come up. Good. Exhale, release, let that come down. This time I'm going to cross my right leg over my left, fold my knees over, and exhale, lift. And release, switch the two legs, lengthen them back out. And then the same thing, just push and lift. Maybe this time I'm going to let my elbows come down, but walk my elbows a little closer to my body. And exhale, release. Let the soles of the feet come together. And let the head float right back down. So you're kind of letting the hips passively open here. You can try leaving one, like the left foot on the floor, and taking the right foot over the left foot and just seeing how that changes your stretch just a little, deepening on the left side. And then now I've got my left foot over my right. And then I'm going to pull my two knees back up, and then with my knees bent, just rock the back once again. Let the legs kind of travel in a little circle together. And then change the direction there. Walk the arms out into a Y shape and exhale, lift the head, take the chin, now down and up. And then we're going to slide the palms a little closer to the body, chin down and up. One more time, softening the elbows, pulling in, chin over one shoulder, chin over the other shoulder. And then we'll lower the chin down and up just one last time. From here, I'm going to lower onto my elbows and curl my 10 toes under, lift my hips up, pull my knees under the hips, and then let the head come down to the floor. From here, let the top of the head come down, and then reach your arms up off of the back. You can now take your left hand to the outside of your right leg and just feel a big stretch in the shoulder blade. And we'll exhale, roll the weight back up to the top of the head, switching arms, letting that weight move all the way out. The top arm can move down. And now we'll cat-cow two arms. Feeling your center pull together. Walk the two knees just a little bit wide and the big toes towards one another, and then let that ribs melt between your thighs. Inhale, come up, curl your 10 toes underneath you, and just let the hips rise up into a down dog. Get a big stretch through the calves. See about allowing your head to lower here. And then soften your two knees, turn your toes slightly in, reach some weight back, and a little Uttanasana. I said Uttanasana. Yeah. Padottanasana meets Uttanasana. Let's take two hands to your right ankle and then pull your torso away from that leg. Let the right hand now reach towards the left side of your body. And now we're going to take two hands to the left ankle. And then let the left hand move to the right side of the body. Let's take two arms back out and let the pelvis melt back down to the floor. Oh. Good. I'm going to take my right leg, fold it in an L shape in front of my torso, and then take the left leg on top. Let the hips melt down. Take your opposite hand to foot, push in and lower. Inhale, sit back up. Good. Go ahead and slide the top knee over the bottom knee. Good. And then that same hand of the top knee, place that hand on your sacrum. Once again, say hello to your neck. Move the opposite hand behind the head. Once again, releasing the neck. And then perhaps letting the hands walk a little closer together. Pull one elbow away from the other. Good. With that top hand, I'm now going to come and take that arm across me and twist. Inhale, sitting right back up. Tip your weight back on the sits bones. And then we're going to open and switch legs. So now I'll let my left shin come across my torso, resting on the floor. The right leg moves on top. And from here, feel your weight ground and anchor. We'll inhale, stretch out. Exhale, take two hands to your feet and let the spine melt forward as you push your hands into the feet. Exhale, pull the weight of the body up. Slide the top knee over the bottom knee. That same hand of the top knee, place it on your sacrum. And the opposite hand behind the head. And stretch once again your neck. And then with as long a spine as you can find here, let the two hands reach towards each other. They don't have to touch, obviously. Just feel shoulders coming together, shoulder blades coming together, and humerus bones moving apart. And now that top arm is going to come stretch across your body. And we'll open. You and put your hand at the heart there. And then I'm going to inhale, sit up, release that, release my legs, and just make my way down to the floor. So once again, coming down low, let the head rest, cross the right leg over the left, hook the legs around and take a twist. The legs are going to come to the left as your gaze goes to the right. Exhale, pulling back up. And we'll change the cross of the legs. Let the legs now travel to the right and your gaze can move to the left. Another big exhale and we lift the legs and we'll unfold, let the soles of the feet move together. Let the chin move in and the shoulder blades move together. Let the palms open up, the legs extend. Take a few big breaths. Notice where you can find some release in your body. Maybe deep in the abdomen, maybe around the heart and lungs. And then hold a big inhale. And then exhale, let it go completely. Find a big inhale and let it go. One last time. When you feel ready, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle ankles and wrists. Take the arms overhead. Stretch to the right, stretch to the left. Fold at the knees. Draw the knees to the chest. And we'll roll to one side. Press up. Find ourselves seated. The palms come together. Bow the head, close the eyes. Your practice is a gift, everybody. Thank you oh so much. Enjoy your day. Namaste.